Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm a research specialist at UVM Extension, and today we're back out here at the Precision Sustainable Agriculture Common Experiment 1 experiment. And so what we have going on here is our cover crop trial, where we're looking at rye, a mix of rye and vetch, and then versus a control to see how that might impact next year's corn crop in both yield and quality. If you remember or saw last week, we were planting it, and it's awesome to see now that it's come up, especially at a time when we're all harvesting and taking those crops off the field. It's really great to see more life coming back onto the field. And what I think is interesting to show here is that this is our rye vetch plot, and our vetch is maybe about 2 inches, and our rye is about 4. And you can see that we decreased both the vetch and the rye cover crop rates a little bit because we're putting both of them together. And there's not quite as much coverage here as with the full rye. So let's take a look at the vetch, and we'll look at some of the other plots too. So here we are with our vetch, and as you can see, we've got these little wisps coming up, and it's really exciting to see this kind of growth happening right now as it's getting colder. But again, there's not as much coverage. And part of the reason why we planted vetch is because it fixes nitrogen, and we are hoping that there'll be enough time for it to grow this fall, for there to be enough biomass accumulation and enough nitrogen to go back in to support 2021's crop. And so then we come here to our full rye plot. You can see there's a lot more coverage, a lot more growth, just in terms of the amount that's coming up. And this is also looking really good. We're really happy about this, and we're expecting it to grow quite a bit more. So our plan then, before the first frost, is that we'll come out and we'll take some biomass samples to see how much it really grew in the fall. And then in the spring, what we'll do is, these are winter hardy cover crops, and hopefully there'll be enough survival that we'll take some biomass samples, and then we'll divvy those up and we'll put them in leaf litter bags and see how they decompose throughout the growing season. And we'll take samples of them every week or so to see how much nitrogen and how much carbon they might be putting back into the soil. And then just why not, because we looked at the other 3, here is our control with no cover crop, and you can see that the last trial that was here was some barley, so we've got a little bit of volunteer coming through here, but other than that, it's a pretty clean field. It's pretty bare. You can see that it's pretty cracked here because it's been exposed to some of the wind and rain and dryness and other elements. And we will also continue to take soil samples here and see how our next crop performs.